Hello, you're watching PC Jack, and welcome to TechFlashback, a gaming and tech hardware news show where we look at the latest stories from the last month and just chat about it. And there's a couple of firsts for this first episode on Twitch, one of which being the first stream on Twitch for TechFlashback, also the first stream of TechFlashback in 2022, and also my first ever guest, as I'm joined by, I will let him introduce himself. Go and crack on.
I'm Jerry Reese. I'm from Top3Entertainment. That's my YouTube channel. It's about gaming, mostly about PC tech, GPUs mostly. And I had the Why Not Me podcast on there as well. People know me as Jerry Reese. When on the gaming, my gamer tag Selena is Reaper. On the tech part, I guess I'm Mr. 6700 XT.
Yeah.
No one calls me that. I just name myself that. But I had to give myself an intro, you know?
It's totally fine. Like, I was going to say, that's originally how I discovered you, was with the Why Not Me podcast, because I saw you Ancient Gameplays when you did your interview with him, and that's how I picked up from there. I was like, But no, thank you for coming on today. It's we've been planning on doing this for quite a while now, haven't we? So it's good that we're finally getting to do it. And just so basically we're gonna do a bit of chatting, and we'll interview Jerry and just get to know everything there is about his channel and what he's into as a PC gamer and everything that goes along with it. And then he will then be co-hosting the new segment of Tech Flashback, where we can mostly be looking at some of the CS coverage and a lot of GPUs. I think we're going to be talking about a lot of GPUs, and obviously I got the right person for the job here. Seeing as well, you've seen more GPUs than I have this year, so I think you're the right person for this right now. And Bocadillo, let's go!
Hey, what up, Bocadillo?
Thanks for stopping by.
And a quick note, I think it looks dope. The stream looks pretty sick.
Oh, thank you. See, I told you about the bit with the your channel name underneath. I think I've done it right there. You know, just it's transparent, so it's got the glow from entertainment. It's perfect. I think we're on the right track now.
Yeah.
So
it looks nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna knock that music down a little bit. Yeah. So yeah. If you're not familiar with Jerry and his channel, Top3Entertainment, basically he does a lot of GPU reviews and benchmarking, and a couple of other interesting things, like he did like the Halo Nerf gun unboxing, stuff like that. You've obviously got your podcast, and obviously you focus on a lot of streaming as well. And what have we got here? So I've got, this is one of the latest videos I was really keen on. So obviously you had the 6600 unboxing and benchmark review video, which was it was pretty good. And there was a bit in here I really quite liked, and one of the things I do like watching your videos is with the what's the word I'm thinking of? Like the familiarity of it. Like there was a bit when you were, I think it was when you were unboxing the card, and you mentioned something about the fact that one of the cards you had previously didn't have a seal, and you were like, gonna crack the seal on this. Not looking at you, Gigabyte. I think it was something like that you said, but it was a nice comfortable sense when you were like, I don't know, being like, it wasn't too like formal. You get these people like, this is the writing on the box. It's in this font. It's more interesting and more like just fun to watch.
Well, the reason that I started these the GPU, its unboxing and the benchmark, is because, well, it's still hard to get GPUs, but I know people spend their hard-earned cash on these things, and it's at a time where you can't really pick the card you want. It's just kind of, you're getting what's available.
Exactly.
And
go on.
I wanted people to see what they're getting, what comes with the box. I mean, I try not to be too harsh on the appearance of what comes with it, but at the same time, we're spending like thousands of dollars, literally thousands, like.
Of course, yeah.
They're barely making these budget cards, which we could talk about later. But you're spending
plenty
thousands
to
of
say
dollars.
about budget cards. Yeah, that's fine.
So people are spending their hard-earned cash, and eventually, when they can choose what card they want, maybe the look factor will make a big difference in their case too. But I was like, well, people can't get these. I'm finding ways to get them, and hopefully, I can help.
But that way, you're giving them the full experience. Then they're getting to see like the box up close, and you're going through everything that makes it special about the actual unpacking experience of it. And I know some people, they're not very keen on some like unboxing videos. I find it quite cool, but especially more so with graphics cards because no one's getting them anyway. So the fact that you're able to show them that and then show them all the benchmarks and just run through everything, and it's really detailed, and it's the fact that it's not overly formal, which is one of the things that a lot of other YouTube channels do. That just puts me off. If it's just someone reading like a spec list, I'm out. I can't be bothered to deal with it. But yeah, it's just I really enjoy your videos, and that's why I'm really glad to have you on the show. So yeah, so I'm thinking, we'll just get into it. I've got a couple of questions lined up, but if anyone else is watching and wants to add any questions, then just pop in the chat, and we'll get to them. So yeah, how you been getting on the start of this year now? Obviously, I imagine it's a bit of a downtime, like towards like the end of the year, obviously with Christmas and the holidays and stuff like that. But I know for myself, I've been trying to keep as busy as possible this month. I'm assuming is it same for yourself? You've been just cracking on.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I got good news and bad news. So the bad news was the beginning of the year, I got COVID.
Oh bloody hell!
If you could tell on my last two videos, my voice is kind of cracking, like pretty bad. Like before.
Right. Yeah.
Before I started the video, like the segments, I had to cough like really crazy, get it all out. So
just cough a lung out, literally, like.
Yeah, like it was bad. And right now I'm negative, but I still have this cough. So you guys are gonna see me coughing every once in a while. I'm not like
we can deal with that. That's
anymore.
Fine. Yeah, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling better. But the good news about it was I had a bunch of time to edit videos because I was in at work.
Oh, it's perfect, even better then. But yeah, I know like loads of people like in my office just towards Christmas, they caught it, and like it's like a proper lingering cough. But I was lucky, like I'm touching all the wood on my desk. I have not actually had it in the whole time, like it's all been going on. But yeah, well, I'm glad you're doing better anyway. But we can forego the coughs, and we're not going to worry about that. It'll be fine. If you need to have a coughing fit, we'll give you moral support through the interwebs.
All right, man.
But
like a spirit bomb.
Yeah, but you're keeping busy. You managed to get through like loads of editing during that like bit of downtime. Then was it?
Yeah, and then Bocadillo says he wants to hear about the 3050. I believe that'll be in the works later on, right?
Yes, we are going to be looking at that specifically in the new segment later on, and I've got a lot to say about. Well, there's so many GPUs we want to talk about today, but some good, some bad, but we'll get to it.
Hey,
we'll be chatting about it.
Before we go any further, this is my personal card right here. This is one of them. I got a 6800.
Is that the non-XT version? Is it?
Yeah, the non-XT. It's a Sapphire Pulse, no RGB. One of my criticisms on one of my videos about it was there's no RGB on this thing.
You like RGB on your cards?
When you pay a premium, yeah.
That's fair.
So
I'm a bit like I appreciate RGB, but like I don't know if you've seen my personal system, it's very non-lit, if that makes sense. So, like that, it's just a personal preference. I don't have anything against like RGB at all, but when it's done right, it's good. When it's just rainbow on it, I just don't really care too much. But I do quite like the actual designs on the Pulse anyway. But I thought some of them already had some sort of LED lighting, like the Sapphire logo.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of the constant criticisms that people tell me on my videos is that I say like, hey, there's no RGB on this. And they're like, well, not everything deserves it. I'm like, yeah, but if you want, you could leave it off. And if you ever change your mind, you can just turn it on. I would have liked this line to be, RGB. That'd be sick. Just the red line.
It's a bit like that on I had a Red Devil 5700 XT. And if you're familiar with it's the basic Red Devil design. They have the Red Devil logo, and that is illuminated. So it'd be something similar to that, like, but that's on the actual backplate. But yeah, like, at least you've got that option there for like customizing. Like you can just, if you don't like it, then don't turn it on. But like on mine, I did have some Corsair ML Pro RGB fans, but obviously I kept them on like a static red. Like I was never that fussed. But then I switched out to the Noctua NFA12 Chromax fans, and obviously there's no RGB on them. But like I'm a bit of a blackout like design guy. I quite like blacking out my builds. But there's a bit of RGB in the system. There's I got a red LED on the water block, so there's a bit in there. But I obviously can't do it quite as tasteful as some people, basically.
Hopefully this doesn't. Let me see. I can do this right. So that's my soda. There's no sponsors on here, but that's right. What my PC right now. So
you got you got like a breathing effect, yeah.
Let me see if I can fix this so it's not bad on your Zoom. Let me see. I'll be looking at the chat right now. But yeah, so that's my RGB. As you can tell, I like that. All right, I'm in frame.
Yeah, you're in frame. You're fine.
Do I look good, chat? All right. So,
I like the bottle of Hennessy as well.
What was that?
You had a bottle of Hennessy in the case, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, that's my drink, so I put that in there.
Was it? I don't know if Hennessy is a thing in the UK. I've never had it before. Is it like a bourbon, something like that?
It's a cognac.
Ah, right.
So it's pretty good with Coke. I like it with a vanilla Coke or a cherry Coke.
See, I quit drinking like any sort of soft drinks years ago. I even quit drinking coffee for quite some time. I didn't drink it for like 3 years. But I do like if I did drink Coke, I always liked the vanilla Coke. That's the one I really liked. But so vanilla Coke and Hennessy, that was what your go-to would be then.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I have no complaints. Nice. It's just I have too much Hennessy. Sometimes I get a little crazy.
It's got to be done. It's totally fine. Yeah. Like I know I'm the same with my lagers and beers and stuff like that. It happens a lot.
Have you seen the Noctua 3070 GPU?
Yes.
The all brown one. And a lot of people say it's ugly, right?
I love it. Literally, it's the bulkiest triple slot. Well, it's not even triple. It's a double 4 slot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is 4 slot. You're right. I'm sorry. They're talking about the fans. Yeah, it's a 4 slot double fan card. It's all brown. If I ever get one, I want to do a build with the Hennessy theme because it's brown and white.
That would be pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
So I'd like to make the computer all white. Maybe put some. I eventually want to do liquid cooling, with all the tubes and stuff. Make it look like the Hennessy color. I think that'd look nice.
Would you go hardline or would you go soft tubing on your first go?
I'm not even sure, honestly, because it's just a crazy foray. Whatever's easier, I guess.
Well, soft tubing would be easier, but then obviously it's not as clean. But it's more practical in the sense like you can set up a lot of quick disconnects and say, right, I need to take my card out so I can set up a quick disconnect so I can take that out, not worry about draining the entire loop and just take the card out on its own. But when you got a hard line, obviously you got right, I got to drain the loop, remove the hardline fits, and then take the card out. So you could start off with soft tubing and then say, right, I'm happy with my actual layout. Then I'm gonna go hardline, but then that's a whole different foray of tube bending and all that stuff as well. But it'd be pretty cool though. I mean, you could get you'd have to be very careful with the color, but some sort of dye for the coolant to give it that sort of brown.
That brown look would be hard. And then I figured gold lights because the label has gold on it too, or yellow. You know, and I think it looked pretty nice.
Bocadillo's drinking a Dr. Pepper right now. Would you have that with Hennessy?
Yeah, it's almost the same as the cherry Coke, so it wouldn't taste too bad.
I suppose. That'd be right. I've completely forgotten what these drinks taste like because I haven't had them in so long, so I have to rely on the experience of other people now.
Yeah, that's all right. You can write off our sugar high.
Yeah, it's totally fine. This is one question I was wanting to ask you. Is obviously because we were thinking about how we got on with the end of 2021 what was your favorite piece of hardware and also your favorite game to release from 2021?
2021? What year was that? No, it's just it feels so long.
They're flying by now.
Yeah. So my favorite hardware.
It doesn't have to be something you've reviewed yourself. But one of your favorite releases to come out from the entire year, anything.
Well, I guess gaming wise, one of the things I got a Oculus Quest.
Oh, nice!
I'm sure you have one too. I liked it. It's interesting. I haven't tried the VR yet, the the Steam VR, which I want to. I just don't like the price of the video games on there, man.
Yeah, you gotta try and get like some discounts on certain ones. Like I haven't got many. I've got Beat Saber. I got that for cheap because it's been around for quite a while, so I think you can get a pretty decent deal on that. What else have I got? Half-Life Alyx, which is just a must. Literally,
Yeah, I'm gonna eventually buy that.
It's so worth it. But like I still haven't finished it, but I really want to get back into it. I don't know what other games I've got. I got Skyrim and Fallout 4 VR, but I'm not as keen on them. But Fallout 4 is my favorite game like ever.
Yeah,
But in
it's
VR,
classic.
it's a nightmare.
Is it?
Or maybe Fallout is not as bad, but Skyrim is worse. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with like if you've ever done any VR games where you have to like move essentially, like you have to walk in a line.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with like what they call like the locomotion effect?
No. Would you want to explain that?
Or basically, so say if you're like in a VR game, say you're in Skyrim right now and you're just walking down a path, your character is moving forwards while your body is stationary, and that effect is what can help, well, not help, it induces motion sickness in a lot of people. Because you feel like your head is moving because your character is moving, but in reality you're not. And that effect can be really disorientating. So that's what they call the locomotion effect, 'cause it's like you're moving forwards, but you're not really. But they combat that by letting you teleport, so like you can point to where you want to go and just move instantly. But that's one of the things you can do in Half-Life as well. I don't mind it. I prefer to walk, but then like you get to a bit like you fall off a cliff and your heart just goes
Yeah. Okay.
But
You get thrown by a giant or something.
I haven't done that yet, but that'd be an interesting experiment to see how that goes. But yeah, those are the only VR games I have. But Super Hot is supposed to be good. I don't know if you've heard of that one. Have you seen that? Super Hot?
Super hot now. Which one's that about?
I think what it is, you're basically getting shot at by stick figures, but they can only move when you're moving. But when you stop and stay still, everything stops. So you get a chance to like think about where you're going to move next to like dodge a bullet and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I've heard it's good. I've never played that one before, but I think you can play that without a VR headset as well. But
Yeah,
that's supposed to
but
be
you might
really
as
good.
well.
You
You might as well play with the VR though, right?
Well, it's going to be much better anyway. But so you've got the Quest 2, I'm assuming?
Yeah, the Quest 2.
See, my mother just bought one, which is really random.
Yeah.
Like she came over to my house and she tried out my one, which is the Rift S. And she literally only did like a short demo. And she was just blown away. Like it's like, if you're someone that's like over the age of 50, I'm not saying my mum is like really old, but still.
Yeah.
But it's a really like groundbreaking thing to experience for the first time.
Well, for me, it was pretty crazy. You know, it's awesome to see where technology is going. But imagine someone older. You know, they're not even used. Some of them aren't even used to video games. So being able to be immersed in the world is probably something crazy for them to be experiencing.
I compared it to, if you ever remember when the Nintendo Wii came out, and like the motion sensing for the controls. I hadn't really seen that much before, and I thought, wow, this is the future. And like, well, I think Wii has kind of gone the way of the dinosaurs now, but we still got that motion. VR has got motion sensing. That would have like been heavily inspired by the Nintendo Wii, but it's that similar sort of like innovative design that like just follows up for years to come. But like the Rift S, my one, is still getting on a bit now, and the Quest 2 is like getting way more popular due to the fact, obviously, it's like it's a bit more accessible. You don't need to have a PC to actually run it, and it's wireless. But no, I need to get back into it a bit more. So you're gonna try and get a few more games and get into it as well, is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a streaming session with it one of these days. I work 6 days a week, like I told you before, so it's kind of hard to figure out my streaming sessions. But it'd be nice to have like a random day, probably like a Wednesday, where I just stream the VR, because I'm actually interested too in the metaverse and all, stuff like that. I kind of want to stream my experiences on there. I tried once, and there's this event. It's called Horizon Worlds. I guess it's a they have like no Horizon Venue. The world is different. It's a venue, and they do public events on there. And on New Year's they had, geez, what is it? David Guetta? David
Okay.
Guetta?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
he had like a New Year's bash in Dubai, and like you were able to watch it. You know, it set you in like a little room, and you're able to watch it. So I was curious about that, but on that app, it doesn't let you stream. I guess it makes sense, you know, because of copyright and stuff.
Of course.
So
Yeah. Yeah. That
so
makes
I
sense.
wasn't able to stream the experience. So everyone just saw me with the headset on. That's it. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. I was like, this completely ruined my plan. But
So, I'd be interested to know because, like, I'm probably on the other side of the fence with this. But when, like, I've stopped using Facebook within the last, I want to say, 3 or 4 months now, and I've been thinking about jumping ship for quite some time anyway because I was finding it a bit just repetitive and not as interesting as it used to be. And a lot of people on my Facebook are just middle-aged people complaining about someone's done something on some community hub or something like that. So
yeah,
I was pretty much wanted to get off it, but then suddenly the metaverse started popping up. I'll say the metaverse, just meta in general. And
yeah,
there was the whole like announcement video with Mark Zuckerberg trying to appear a bit human,
yeah,
and the way it was coming across was just, I'm really into tech, but a part of me felt that was a bit too much, if that makes
yeah.
sense. And since then, I've completely abandoned Facebook, so I haven't really touched it, and it's a bit. I may be on the wrong side of history when it comes to that, though, but I'm gonna have to wait and see because obviously it's barely even off the ground at the moment. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something about the video. Just it was a bit unsettling for me. I didn't like it. You sat down to talk with someone about like the San Andreas VR thing they're doing. And he was like, "Right, hit me, tell me everything." And I was like, "I don't believe that you're
I don't think he
acting
has
like
a
a
social
regular
life.
human."
Yeah, he doesn't have a social life. It looks like by every time I see public videos of him of whatever he's announcing.
Yeah,
The whole, what is it, the sweet baby rays, smoking these meats. I don't know if you saw that video.
was that the thing? They had like a bottle of barbecue sauce in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, because people were roasting him on that his other video, the one before that. It was a while before, but he kept talking about like, oh, I like to smoke meats. He's on. I like to use sweet baby rays. He's like, that's all I use. So I'm assuming that he was embracing the meme or the comments of making fun of him.
Yeah, because everyone
In
thought
the
that was like
comments.
purpose placed in the background. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
it's
Yeah.
like yeah, and it's like, bro, no one stashes barbecue sauce on their shelf. Like that's not normal, you know.
Don't know. I need to do that. Maybe I'll have to
Yeah.
get the shelf put up for that. So,
But hey, he's doing something right. He's got a lot more money than I do, so
oh
I
yeah, I'm
mean, I
not. I'm
can't
not
really,
arguing that. But
I
like,
can't judge.
maybe I'm on the wrong side of it for now. But only time will tell. But so yeah, like,
I was gonna say before we go on Facebook, I actually get traction on my YouTube videos. I think it helps me out a lot because I have the PC forums, not forums, but group pages and stuff, and
the
I'll post my
PCMR
videos.
ones, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Right.
so it sends people my way on there too. So it's not something. I think that's where I get the most outside traffic from. So that's not something I'm going to abandon. I do agree that it kind of is for older people, but it is good for the groups.
Of
I'll tell you
course,
that
yeah.
Facebook's got their groups down.
Well, that's why I was on before, but see, I was on the complete opposite side when I was promoting my videos because I would share. Maybe I was sharing in the wrong places, but Facebook and Reddit, I'd have a very difficult time finding the right places to actually like promote my videos. Like I share in one place, and obviously, like I think people know Reddit is already a bit pedantic with their group rules and stuff like that. But there was one, I don't know what the subreddit was, but I think the rule was if you shared something, the video title had to match the title of your post. So okay, that's fine. And then my post got removed because I missed a hyphen. And I'm like,
Oh,
that's a
you couldn't
bit.
just copy and paste?
I don't know. I was just like, it was like a short title, so I didn't bother. But
Yeah,
I must have missed something. But like, and the same thing on Facebook. I've shared something somewhere, and people are like, oh, like, share your videos elsewhere, and I'm like, oh, like, why bother then? I don't know. So,
yeah, I understand that.
I don't do it as much, and I do find if I do a lot of promotion outside of YouTube in that way, like sharing to Reddit and Facebook, the main like traffic I get in is people being like, "I clicked on your video, sub to me."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. I just hide those comments. A lot of times, other than that, sometimes you get like, hey, I have a way for you to get subscribers, DM me or something, or pay to get viewers, this and that. And I
Yeah.
just hide the comments.
You filter those out. And yeah, it's just one of those things. But I think as you're starting out, you kind of get an idea of where works best for where you're sharing like your content, and which places are good and which places aren't. But
Yeah.
yeah. So the Quest 2 was your favorite bit of hardware for 2021. So what was your favorite game from 2021?
My favorite game, I gotta say Halo.
Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I mean it was at the very end of the year,
Ah, that counts.
but
That's still 2021.
yeah, I was gonna say it. I've been a Halo fan since forever, since at least Halo 2, because I played Halo 1 at my friends when I was younger, but I never had it, and Halo 2 brought me into the online gaming. So
Yeah,
you know,
that's.
I have
I think Halo 2 is. It's going to sound really bad, but the last time I played Halo was Halo 2, and that must have been on like the original Xbox. I
yeah.
have Halo Infinite. I just still haven't touched it yet, so I'm really gonna have to try it out. So, are you preferring it more so because of the campaign or because of the multiplayer? I know the multiplayer is getting really popular at the moment. Like,
Multiplayer. I've always been a multiplayer guy. I'm trying to stream myself playing the campaign. I'm probably like 4 hours in, but like I said, busy schedule, it's super hard.
of course, yeah,
But yeah, I started, when I was sick, I started playing it.
yeah.
But I've always been a multiplayer guy. I just, like I said, since Halo 2 online, it's where I don't know. I probably wouldn't play video games right now if there was no online.
That's
But
really good. Yeah,
especially like even like single player games, throw in co-op campaign, even if it's only online. And not every game deserves it. There's some awesome games without it, but for the most part, just throw it in there. I like playing with people.
so am I gonna have to try and give the multiplayer a try? Because I don't play too many multiplayer games. Like I mainly play if I want to get like a team deathmatch thing going on. I usually play CS:GO. That's usually my go-to. But even that, I don't play that often. But yeah. So you reckon the multiplayer for Halo Infinite definitely be worth taking a look at?
Yeah, I would definitely say go try it out. Especially if you like the older Halo games. It's just it's Halo similar, but it just has smoother mechanics. So you
Yeah.
can like you can mantle onto stuff, and you have a grapple hook. I don't know. It's pretty fun. It's
See, those
strategic.
mechanics are reminding me a bit of the latest Doom, and I really like Doom, so that might
Yeah.
be the right way for me to go. But is there much issues with like hackers or cheaters in the game at the moment?
Supposedly, but I haven't really run into them. Maybe one time, but
Hmm.
nah, not really. Same thing with the Warzone. I like Warzone. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're not a real gamer if you play Warzone, or it's a broken game." There's a lot of cheaters, this and that. I've only honestly run into cheaters probably like 3 times since I've been playing Warzone, and I've really had no issues. People are just good, So
Yeah, I was watching a bit of your. I think you streamed it the other day. I didn't catch the stream live because I think we're on really wildly different time zones. But I
yeah,
watched.
you're probably
I
asleep.
watched. Yeah, I probably was. Like I watched the VOD. Yeah, it was for Warzone. You were playing Warzone, and I was watching. I was like, yeah, I can't do any of this. My reaction time was absolutely awful.
Yeah,
But is what like do you have to? That's the issue people are having now. Because if they want to just play, is Warzone tied to Cold War? That's the most recent one at the moment, isn't it? So you'd have to have a Cold War uh, download in order to actually play Warzone.
it it's a free
Split?
game. It's a free game. So you don't need technically I guess you need Modern Warfare, which came out in 2019, but you just download
Right.
the
Yeah.
Warzone. You won't be able to access the multiplayer of that game. But when Cold War was out, they integrated like they upgraded the maps into it. So like they made it like in the 1980s. So they gave it like a face change, but you didn't
Okay.
need the actual game. And then whatever you unlocked in that battle pass was connected to the battle pass on Cold War. But now
Right.
it's connected to Vanguard, so it's like set in like World War II. So they put a brand new map, and I actually like the brand new map better than the original.
Oh,
And
Vanguard is the newest one, not Cold War.
no, yeah, Vanguard's the newest one. That's the World War II.
Ah, right. Yeah, that's my bad. I was mixing it up. Yeah, we'll have to do like 1v1. Well, I know that's the thing. I'll probably lose
Yeah,
poorly.
I was gonna say since on the Warzone that's the battle royale, you can do a solo, but it's try to be the last one alive.
So
But
can you explain this to me? Because I've never bothered to actually like look into it. But like, what is the Gulag? I always
The
see
Gulag.
people post about it all the time. I'm like, I have no idea what that is. Just, I don't know
So
what
when
you're
you
talking about.
die, you pretty much only have one life. When you die, they send you to the Gulag, which is pretty much a stage. It's just a small map. You spawn on one side, someone spawn on the other. There's like a building in the middle right now, and there's two lanes. And if you kill the other person with the random gun they give you, you get a chance to come back into the game one time. So
Ah, I see.
that's what the Gulag is. And your teammates can buy you back too from like loadouts or not loadouts, like little cash boxes. You just go and you can buy like UAVs and stuff for your teammates. But you only have one life pretty much.
Oh, fair enough. Right,
Yeah.
I'll have to give it a go. Well, especially so Warzone and Halo Infinite. I'll have to try and give those a go
Yeah.
and actually get some multiplayer games back in my life because I've been really out of it. Like I only do. I'm just playing CS:GO with like the angsty teenage kids just ripping into people. But
Yeah.
yeah. So on the flip side of that, so obviously, favorite piece of hardware from last year was the Quest 2. Favorite game was Halo. What is a piece of hardware and a game that you're looking forward to in 2022?
2022. What games are coming out? I don't even know what games are coming out.
I know mine. I know my favorite game. I don't know about like hardware. I know my favorite game for 2022. Like mine's gonna be Starfield. That's a bit.
Starfield.
That's on a bit of a different spectrum to like Halo and Warzone because it's obviously not as well. I don't even know if it is multiplayer. It might be. Like we don't know very much about it at the moment.
Is that going to be a Microsoft exclusive?
PC and
Or
Xbox, yeah.
PC and okay. So yeah, I think I know that game did look pretty good actually. Now that you're talking about it,
They haven't brought out any
that one
gameplay yet though. But I'm curious. Like because I'm a bit of a Bethesda fanboy. That's why I'm a bit
Yeah.
more like excited to check it
Yeah,
out.
I remember seeing that. Actually, this one's kind of random too. There's a new Harry Potter RPG that's coming out that I actually want to try out. I think they pushed it back to next year.
You're interested in that one, is it?
Yeah, one of my first games playing what got me into PC gaming with the keyboard and mouse was the first Harry Potter game because I don't know, my mom bought me that when I was younger.
Was that
So,
the one?
like-
Is that the one where like Hagrid has become a meme now, where he's like proper blocky and
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it probably was.
I'm gonna have a look for this. See if I can
And
find it.
it's yeah, it was like a little it was an open world, but it was pretty crazy. It was like a little platformer.
Well, I think I had that one on PlayStation 1.
Oh, okay, yeah. So maybe we did have the same.
I think I found it. So, is this the one?
Yeah.
Can you see him on there?
Yeah, I think that probably was it.
I think so.
Yeah, so I was just interested in that because that was one of my favorite PC games. Whenever the next Diablo comes out, whether that's like 10 years from now or whatever, I'll be looking forward to that.
I've never played Diablo. I wouldn't mind checking that out though.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty awesome game. I remember Halo 2 and Diablo 2. There's like a lot of us at my cousin's house, so we'd be split screening the Xbox, and then the other person would be on the computer. Like every half hour, we'd just rotate.
Oh, nice.
So we all could get turns. And I got Diablo 3. They made the remake of Diablo 2. I was thinking of getting that, but I just wait for it to go on sale. I got
out?
money.
Is Diablo 2 out now?
Yeah, the remastered is out. Diablo 3. Yeah. And they have it where how like in a lot of new remasters they have the new graphics and you can like change the filter back to the old one.
I think I've got something like that with. Do you ever remember Command and Conquer?
Command and Conquer.
This is
Is
going
that
a
like
while
a tank
back.
game? Is that a tank game or
A tent?
a tank?
No, it's not like it's like a. I can't think of the best way to describe it. It's almost a bit like turn-based isometric style.
Okay.
But, I used to play that years ago, and then they brought out a remaster specifically for the trilogy of games they brought out. And the very first level, when you begin, it looks like it was back in the day, and then suddenly like there's a pan across the screen, and it's all in like 4K rendering.
Oh,
So
nice.
it sounds a bit similar to that sort of thing, but that's actually one I'm wanting to stream because it's just a bit of a random game to see pop up
Yeah.
on Twitch. But I'm trying to think what else.
Can
is
I-
co-
I was gonna say, so when you stream on Twitch, do you stream to see what you think people would love to see, or do you stream something you just want to play?
See, a lot of the games I'd be into are not really like the ones that you'd be seeing in like the top, I don't know, the top 5 or even 10 on Twitch.
Yeah,
I'm quite into a lot of like retro titles. Like I've been streaming Half-Life, which has been an absolute blast. But
yeah,
I've also been playing Hades, which is a bit more of a niche game to be playing due to the fact it's a roguelike, which isn't really that popular, I would argue. The game is popular, but I don't know, like I just prefer playing stuff that not everyone is going to be playing, if that makes sense. Not in a
yeah.
like I don't want to play anything that anyone else's way, but I don't know. There's something about playing those older games that, like, it's a bit more interesting for me. But on the flip side of that, I'm wanting to do like a live stream playing like a bit more Doom Eternal because I'm really into that at the moment.
Yeah.
But then I'd go for Doom 64 because I really like playing like the old school Doom games. But it just depends. But obviously, the way I'd be playing some of my games is going to limit the amount of people that be that interested to watch, compared to if I was playing something more like mainstream, like saying like something like a GTA stream or something like that, or Fortnite. But you'd be quite surprised. I haven't played Warzone or Halo Infinite, but I have played Fortnite like once.
Yeah. I played it like a couple times.
I played it to benchmark a system, and I only played one round, and I won. I was amazed.
That's how I kind of was too. And I was like, all right, well, I don't need to play this no more. I already conquered the game.
So that's my Fortnite career over, though.
Yeah. You're like, I'm the best. Like,
Yeah.
why do I need to keep playing this?
But then you get like some kid that's like building like a house, and I'm like, nope, can't do that.
I've seen people like, I don't know how they're so fast. They build like a whole like 20-story tower, and I'm like, what the hell is like? How did you do that? And then I just build a wall like just to block the shots. You know, it's like,
It reminds me of something.
getting into
I don't want to get like political on this stream, but there was a thing where people were on about conscription and what would happen if we were conscripting like Generation Zoomers, whatever they call now, and the kid just starts spinning in circles and building a house. It's like, whoa, don't want to mess with that kid.
Yeah.
But,
well, we'll see how that house lasts.
oh yeah, it'll be fine. But I can't. What else is coming out in 2022? I know we're waiting on an Uncharted port. But that's not really a new game. That game came out like 7 years ago now. What else? I'm not quite sure what else. But no. Besides that, is there any like particular hardware you're looking forward to now?
Well, the 3090 Ti, I'm interested in that coming out just because well, I want to see what the big difference is on how that's going to be. I don't know, any new tech like car related too. I'm always interested to see. Thing about cars is they're going in the opposite direction I want. They're kind of taking away all the cars I like, and and they're just making CUVs and electric vehicles now. And I'm looking forward to electric vehicles like the Tesla truck. They postponed that till next year again. I don't even know how Tesla, how people keep putting money into that company because they just keep postponing everything. It's like, hey, you'll eventually get this car. Thanks for putting a down payment on it. Just
yeah,
just
but
keep waiting.
that was supposed to be a tie-in with Cyberpunk, wasn't it? It was something really weird going on with that. I can't remember.
Probably, but I don't know what the heck's going on.
Or it might have just been that the car was in Cyberpunk, I think, something like that. And then they delayed the car, and then Cyberpunk happened, and then we all just kind of forgot for a while.
Yeah. But, and like they're I think they're making I don't know if you know a lot about cars or not, but they're making the Nissan Silvia.
Right.
Do you
I'm not much of a car guy, so a lot of this is going to go in my head.
So
go on. Anyway, like, say what you're going to say.
Yeah, so it's probably like a 20-year-old car that they haven't made. It's a lot of people like them for drifting, rear-wheel drive cars. They're remaking it for this, either the end of this year or next year. And I'm interested to see how that looks in person. They can never show the car. They show prototypes and they show pictures of it with swirls all around, so you can't tell how it looks.
Right.
So I'm interested in seeing that because that's like a classic Japanese car coming back. So I guess that's some hardware I'm looking forward to. Oh, and something else that I'm looking forward to as well, which doesn't have to do with it is tech. It's the new. I don't know if you heard about the new space telescope that they sent out.
Space telescope.
Yeah. It's replacing the what is it, the
Oh
Hubble,
yes, I do know what you mean.
the
What's it
the
called?
the
Philip
James
something?
Webb,
James Webb.
James
Philip.
Webb,
I don't know
yeah.
why I was thinking Philip.
And
Yes, I know. I remember the one. Yeah.
so that telescope, on Christmas, I don't know why there's not a lot of reports on this. I think it's insane. But on Christmas, it launched into space. It travels about a quarter of a mile a second. So every 4 seconds it goes a mile, which
See,
is
when I hear stats like that about specifically about space, uh, this was a few years back, but there was something about some satellite that was traveling through space at like an unfathomable speed. And when you're thinking about that, you just go like, nope, that just doesn't compute in my head.
yeah,
But like,
yeah,
so a quarter of a mile a second.
yeah. So that's insane. So like I said, every 4 seconds it's going a mile, which is crazy. But in 6 months from December 25th, pretty much 6 months from now, it's gonna reach a zone where, see, they're pretty smart. So I'm trying to remember exactly what they said. It's gonna reach a zone where the gravity waves from Earth and the sun don't hit. So there's pretty much like no gravity there. They're calling
Oh
it the
wow.
L2 zone, and they're gonna plant it there, or it's gonna be stationary there. And since it's stationary, they're actually gonna be able to control it. And they say that you'd be able to see a bumblebee on the moon from Earth with that telescope. They'd be able
Whoa.
to pick up, yeah. So it's going to be able to pick up infrared rays. So you're going to be able to detect the signature of like gases and the chemical compounds on planets. So they're going to be able to look at planets that they think there might be life on, and they're going to be able to zoom in and capture it. And it has to stay at a negative 280 degrees temperature to function. So it has these heat shields which they can control too, to move around to block the rays from the sun. And they said, if what is it, SPF? They said the SPF rating would be like 100 and 100 and what is it? I don't know, like 105 500,000 or 1,500,000 SPF if you were like
That's
to
what I
compare it
wear
to
if I go
SPF.
outside in the sun.
Yeah, exactly. So if you it's like plated in gold. So if we plate you in gold, you'd be able to withstand going outside. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's actually something I'm very interested in. Like I said, it didn't get a lot of coverage for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like that's something we'd be able to. It's going to be able to be up there for 20 years, and we might be able to just learn so much about space. It should be able to look like 200 million years into the past.
See, I think the problem we have with those is that there's a large, well, not maybe a large like majority, but a lot of people are more concerned with the way things are going on Earth and can't quite comprehend what is happening up above them, so they don't have as much interest, which is a shame. But it was something similar to that. I remember I was watching, it was some sort of documentary, it was a space documentary a while back, and it was talking about obviously the excitement with the first moon landings and how iconic it obviously was. But then after they went once, people kind of got bored and didn't really care. So maybe it's like a similar thing, and people are obviously a bit like, well, we're in the midst of a pandemic. Do we really care if there's a satellite traveling through space right now? We just want to move on with our lives down here. But I'm on the same side as you. I'm all up for it. Like, I just find it so mind blowing, some of the stuff they're doing. I can't really, it blows my small mind, so I can't really comprehend too much. But I really enjoy that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would say they spent about $10 billion on it. It's been in the works since like 1996. So
Oh wow.
yeah, it's insane. That's pretty much all I'm going to talk about it, because I don't know too much more about it, and I can't really go into any more details about it. But pretty much, we're going to be able to. It's going to change the way we see space and think about space. Like I said, it could detect. I guess the Hubble telescope could only detect ultraviolet rays. This can detect infrared rays, so we'd be able to see much further into space. So, like I said, they're going to be able to look about 200 million years into the past.
That just makes my mind just go
Yeah, like
like,
it doesn't make sense. I guess because how long it takes those rays to like travel here, to just travel. So
yeah.
since the telescope is so strong, they'll be able to look that deep, which is technically the path. What we're looking at is, when they say you're looking at a star, it's probably already dead.
I start thinking of Interstellar when I think about stuff like that. Then, like, I don't know if you ever see. Did you ever see that film?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
Made me cry.
I'm not saying that it's a massively accurate film, but I always think of stuff like
Yeah.
that, like oh, like 1 hour here is like 30 years on Earth, and I'm like, what? But no, I was quite surprised by that. I was half expecting more like if like what sort of hardware you're interested in terms of like lowly little computers and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that's a really good answer. I find that quite good. I'm taking a look at it's a bit of a change of subject, but I'm just taking a look at the chat now. So
No, that's fine. I was looking at it too.
Big old deal saying about Horizon Forbidden West. I completely forgot about that. That's coming out next month, but obviously that's PS5 exclusive at the moment. I would love for that to come to PC because I played a lot of the original one when they ported that over. So that would be one for my list, but I don't expect to play it for quite some time unless I get a PS5, which I probably won't. But yeah. So in terms of cars, like, so what car do you have, or do you not have a car at the moment?
I have right now I have a Chevy Malibu, a 2016. It's just it's just an economic car, and I had a 2016 WRX, but I'm about a year ago I moved to Washington State from California. So before I moved, I sold the car because I wasn't sure how my financial situation was going to be, and I didn't want to be tied down to like having to make payments and I can't afford the car.
Is there something like this? Can you see that on the feed?
Yeah, that's it.
Ah, there you go. Do you want to see my car?
Yeah, sure.
I'll show you mine. I'm obviously not much of a car guy, but I've had this car for about 3 or 4 years, I think. There we go. I got one in the exact same color. I have a Peugeot 107.
I don't even know what a Peugeot is, man. Oh, okay.
That's from 2006 or 7.
Huh.
But mine is actually a black. It's literally exactly the same as that, yeah.
Is it manual or automatic?
Manual. Because I think that's a big thing, like, in the US, you will drive automatic. I'm presuming.
Yeah, a lot of people drive, yeah. Well, that Subaru WRX I had was a manual. But yeah, they're actually cheaper here. Manual cars are cheaper in the United States. Not by much, but because not as many people can drive them.
Yeah. So. This was my first car that I ever had, which is a Volkswagen Caddy from 98 or something like that.
Yeah, that looks insane. That looks pretty sick, though. I wouldn't mind that as a work car.
But I had that because years ago I was in a band. So obviously it was pretty handy to have something for transporting a load of gear. But it was an absolute nightmare. I used to break down it so often.
What did you play in the band?
Mostly in like the area I'm around in. I don't like I get to ask an American this question now because like everyone always says like they've never heard of Wales. Do you know Wales in the UK?
Ever heard of Wales? Like like the place,
like the country.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
A lot of Americans are like, oh yeah, isn't that in England? It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah. But, yeah. No, I've heard of. I sent someone something to Australia before. So yeah, that's where I.
Oh, there's a New South Wales in Australia. I think that's what you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
It's a different place. But no, so when I was in the band, I played mostly in like the area I was in Wales, but then we did play other places around the UK. Like we played in London, in Scotland, a couple of places, just dotted around the UK mostly. But most of the time we didn't take my van that far because it was not that reliable.
It wouldn't make it. Yeah.
No. I had to get rid of it because it just failed all its like tests when I had to get serviced and whatnot, and they give me like a couple of pages of like, right, here's what's wrong with your car. I'm like,
the whole thing, huh?
Yeah, it was not very reliable, but no. But I've had that Peugeot 107 now for about 3 or 4 years now. But that's like literally the newest car I've ever had. Like my big thing with this car was that it had electric windows. I never had that before with my van. That had wind up windows, and it also had a tape deck.
Oh, okay, dang. They sell those tape decks with the aux port, so I'm sure.
I had that.
To music like that, yeah.
Yeah, but that's as far as I get with cars. Anyway,
what was the name of your band, if you don't mind me asking?
The Broadcasts.
The Broadcasts? Ah.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, there's videos there of us playing like live shows and music videos and stuff. You can find us about.
And
But,
what instrument did you play?
bass guitar.
Bass guitar?
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna say like a tambourine or something. I don't know.
I used to play drums years ago.
Yeah,
That was the first instrument I learned to play, and then I just stopped playing that, and then I started picking up bass then for when I started playing with the band, and then yeah, just moved on to different things then.
yeah,
Anyway,
different broadcast. But
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Broadcasting in a different way now. The one thing I was going to ask you is obviously you'd probably be a bit more experienced in answering this than I am because obviously I've only really started streaming regularly this month, but I was curious what you actually prefer doing, if you prefer streaming compared to actually making videos, because there's a very clear distinction between the two, and I was wondering if you had any sort of preference for the type of thing you would make, if that makes
So
sense.
yeah, I kind of got two answers for this. So I think I could say I like streaming better. Streaming video
Okay.
games, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's just because I like playing video games.
that's fair.
And
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, and I like making GPU videos, and I like making content. But you got to think of what you're gonna make. You got to plan everything out. It's just a process. Editing's terrible. I
You
can't
don't
wait.
like editing, do you?
No, it just takes. If I had a lot of free time, I wouldn't mind it. But I don't have no free time, so I've got to
Right.
cram. And
Yeah.
you know how long it takes to edit a video. A 1 minute video could take what, like half an hour. Let's just say, like a
Oh,
half
yeah.
hour video. A half hour video takes me maybe like 4 hours to edit. It's just it's just so much going on in the videos, so much stuff I have to put in. You have to put in tracks over tracks, videos under, under pictures and stuff. It might sound easy, but no, it takes a lot. You got to edit certain time frames. You got to make sure it's a lot of work. So just because of that, I guess if you ask me what do I prefer, I like streaming just because
Because you can
it's
just
more fun.
when you want to stream, you can just literally like sit yourself down at your desk and
Yeah,
then click a couple of buttons, away you go, and then you just got to put on a show and play a game.
yeah,
So I can understand
exactly.
that.
You just no editing.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. There's no editing, which is great. You might have to, do some stuff behind the scenes, but it's not as bad as at all as the
If you're doing like highlights and stuff like that, I'm assuming.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I get that.
that's what I'm saying. That's what. But like without that factored in, probably just because I like playing video games, probably the video games more. But I do like making content. It is nice. It's nice seeing people react to the stuff you make. I like seeing the comments, good or bad. I like seeing the bad ones too. It's kind of
So
hilarious.
how do you deal with the negativity on certain stuff like that? Because I think that's something you gotta get used to when you become a content creator. You just gotta take like the negative, even if like constructive criticism is great. Like I'm happy if someone says, "Oh, enjoyed the video. I didn't like the fact." I get this a lot, and there is a reason for it. I get a lot of people in the comments saying they didn't like me having music in the video, and I can understand that. A lot of people may find that distracting, or they may find maybe it wasn't quite balanced right with my audio, like my voice. I mainly do it just because I like having music in videos. I find it a bit more, not more interesting, but I like the experience I have of editing, because I used to edit a lot of music videos back in the day, and I can't think of the word, like maybe like more music focused, and I try and do it more, make the piece more theatrical in a sense, if that makes sense. But
when it comes to music, I like it because it helps set a pace. It helps keep a rhythm going.
I also find it as well. You probably got, I can see in there, you got quite a lot of like space. So obviously you have like a decent bit of sort of like surfaces to catch any sort of reverb in the room. In my room, it's very small, and there's a lot of flat surfaces for audio to bounce back off of. So I've got a very terrible reverb. It might be coming through on the stream as well. But one of the advantages of me using music then is that it kind of covers that up a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
But like I can see, like obviously you got like obviously all the boxes behind you. You got the Raider Nation flag, but that's all like helping with like countering the reverb, I would assume. But that's one of the main things like I get on my videos. But it's when there's one I'm trying to think of from a while ago, and like I never let them get to me. But I just find it like you get some people that like, give you good bad comments, and you get the ones that are just idiotic at times. But
There's
like,
there's one that got me. They said I look like a laundry basket.
what?
Yeah, and I eventually figured out what they were trying to say. But yeah, someone's commented me like, hey, you look like a laundry basket. And I was like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, you know? And I'm assuming, and this is what I got out of it. I'm assuming that he just was saying that, like, he was trying to say that, like, oh, you suck. You're just there. You know, you're just there, like, in the room, just
That's not even like a real comment though. It's just
yeah, I know.
it's
That's what
nonsense.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm assuming he's just like his. Like I said, I was trying to get whatever I could. It made me laugh, and I was like, well, I guess he's just saying that I'm just a figure in the room, and you know, I'm just nothing. I'm just nothing. So I was like, well, I was like, that guy's pretty creative, I guess. I was like, that's the first time I heard that. So that's one of my favorite
Well, the one I had
negative.
was someone commented on, I think it was a review of some fans, and they said that they said, "Oh, good video, but your eyes are too close together." I was like,
Yeah,
"What? What can I do about that? That's not even like,
yeah.
like."
Go get like $8,000 surgery.
But like, first of all, that's just rude. Like,
Yeah,
but because you're behind the computer, you can say whatever you want, and like you're just totally anonymous. But I just found it's just wild. Like people just feel the need to comment stuff like that. I didn't really take offense to it. I just thought it was funny. But I was like,
yeah.
what can I do about that? You could be like, oh yeah, the audio wasn't that good. Like, oh okay, that's fine. Yeah, like change your anatomy. I was like, well, I can't really do too much about that.
The thing I like about comments, even if they're negative, is it helps my videos.
It's interaction anyway. So
Yeah, so the more people comment, you know, the more people like, the more stuff like that, the more it shows the algorithm that people are interested because they're interacting, like you said.
yeah.
So even if there's negative comments, it helps my video anyways. It's like, well, people are tuning in. So I remember someone telling me, I don't know who told me this now that I'm trying to think, but they said even if it's a negative response, that means that people are invested into you emotionally. So
Right.
you're doing something. So you're doing something right because you're getting a response from people. So just keep at it. Don't let it bring you down. I'm trying to remember who told me that, but I had so many guests.
So with that, like, what about obviously the big thing as well has been with the dislike counter, like not showing the actual number anymore. Have you? I get dislikes on a couple of videos, like my uploads, which I'm totally happy with. Like, it's interaction, but like that ratio has like gone since you can't see it. So there's a lot of people probably aren't clicking on that dislike button because they know no one else besides the creator is gonna see it anyway. So why do it in the first place? So have you noticed like there's been like maybe like a dip, like more people used to dislike your content, and then since that's been introduced, they've like just stopped pressing that button altogether.
Honestly, I never really looked at my dislikes.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, so I still don't. I haven't. For two reasons. I don't feel like it helps me
Okay.
because I don't know why they disliked it. I wish there was a button to tell you like why do you dislike it, quality, audio, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just a dislike, so I don't know. And then second of, I think there's just some people that randomly like dislike some of my videos. I think like they went on a little spree. It wasn't crazy or anything, but it's just like where'd I get these random? Like I had no dislikes, and now all of a sudden I got like one dislike on like 10 videos. It's like all right, this person's just clicking through the stuff. So yeah, I really don't know how many dislikes I have on any of my videos, if we're being honest.
I'm always interested to see on certain ones more so like the ratio of people that disliked something. That's what I like to know just to have a reference. But like I think my most disliked video has 20 dislikes, but that's like spread amongst like 200 or so likes.
Yeah.
So that's something you gotta come into like it comes hand in hand. But where I think the issue is we're finding like say there's the good example I saw was someone there was like a tutorial for how to use an EpiPen, and like I think the video had like a lot of dislikes because it was poorly instructed, something like that. It's differentiating between that now because if you clicked down on that video and saw it had more dislikes than it had likes, you'd be like, right, this is not good.
Yeah, this could be a pretty shitty video.
That's a fairly crucial bit of information how to use an EpiPen that you can bypass by just seeing the dislike counter. So it just kind of comes hand in hand. But
Yeah,
I
I
don't
agree
know.
with you. I wish they still showed the counter of dislikes.
See, I never minded
Um,
it.
yeah, yeah. I don't have no. I don't really have no issue. I feel a lot of people really didn't have an issue with it, if we're being honest. But I guess now I never really looked at it before, anyways. But like you said, it did help me when I would watch a video. If a video had a bunch of dislikes, I wouldn't watch it. Like, I'm like, well, this is obviously garbage or spam or like someone trolling. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna waste my time on it.
that's
So
fair. Right, I gotta try and I've got a couple of questions. I'm not gonna do all of them just because obviously we
yeah,
gotta get
that's
to the
fine.
news. But I'm gonna like the one thing I was curious to know about you, and this obviously become a bit more prevalent with the shortages that we've been facing with like GPUs and other hardware used to be before. But like, there's been more of deal with a sort of like elitism within like the PC building community of it's like say you get someone like post their like like list. They're like, oh, what do you reckon on this like build? It's got like I don't know any like hardware configuration, and there's people saying that like, oh no, that's not right. You should get like this. Like you need to have X GPU in order to do this kind of workload, and frowning like looking down upon them for choosing something that doesn't quite add up to what they would expect to choose.
Yeah.
So
Let's
there's a
just
lot
say
of
someone has like a 3800X with a 2080 inside or 2070 inside, right?
yeah, and
And
they're
some
like, oh,
people,
you're that's a bottleneck.
yeah, like that's old. Like, yeah, like, that's not gonna run. Like, why you have that CPU with that? It's like, dude, that's gonna run games pretty good. Like, that's if you're not really looking to upgrade, you can wait till the next generation and still use that for like a while.
But that's what I
Um,
mean. So like, there's this sort of like I think we're like gatekeeping within like the PC community almost in a sense.
yeah, I don't like, I know what you're talking about. I don't like that. There's like people that just shun down upon other people or try to flex. And
Or say
it's
someone
like,
that only
why?
has a gaming laptop, they can't get an actual desktop, and then people are like, oh, what are you doing with a gaming laptop? Well, obviously, like gaming laptop might not be as ideal as having a desktop, but it's what some people could do. And like that's what it's one of the things that crops up with like this like PC master race mantra type thing. Like I love like the
Yeah,
subreddit. I think there's some funny stuff on there, but there is this idea that yeah, exactly, but it's just a lot of people can't seem to understand that people are in different circumstances, and that doesn't make you any less of like a PC like enthusiast or gamer.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just something I notice it's sort of quite
Or,
prevalent on Reddit a lot, but I
and
was
then
gonna
it's like, what do you think about like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X?
or like the
Like a lot
console
of people,
wars, like
yeah,
sort of
like a
thing.
lot of people are like, oh, that sucks, this and that. And I feel like for $500, you're getting a machine that can run what, like 120 frames per second, 4K, like on a lot of games. Like it might not be high or ultra settings, it might be medium,
Yeah,
but
it's different for console. They use like different like upscaling methods and
they
whatnot for
yeah,
4K,
upscaling and all that.
but even so, you're getting
Now it's
the,
60 frames. I'm sorry, but it's because there's no 2K on the PS5. On the Xbox Series X, there's 2K. So I was
that's
trying
it.
to think
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what that gap was.
But they're selling those at a loss, and you're getting a really capable piece of hardware. But they're like, oh yeah, Xbox is better, PlayStation's better. I don't know how many of them realize how like identical the hardware is in most of them. There is some
Yeah,
differences, obviously, but like it's like it's built by AMD, it's running on AMD like graphics, but across like all the consoles, like for PS5, Xbox Series X, Series S,
or
and
like people that have PCs talking bad about the consoles. It's like these guys
oh,
are paying
I
five
thought you
hundred
meant within
dollars.
like the actual console
Yeah,
community.
no,
Then,
no, like
oh, right.
PCs versus consoles. It's like, dude, these guys are paying $500 and they're getting a premium machine. I'm like, if all they do is game and that's all they want, it's like that's perfect. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think they're getting a steal, honestly,
Oh yeah,
because
definitely.
a graphics card alone just costs $500, and you still need to build the rest of your PC.
Well, especially if you got like, well, yeah, they're selling at a loss. You're getting that whole console for the cost of a graphics card, and then you've got Xbox Game Pass, which is an
Yeah,
absolute deal as it is right now.
yeah, I use that.
So, like, why wouldn't you? That's the thing. But no, it's just a bit of shame. It's one of the like issues, especially more so with people not being able to get the most like brand new hardware at the moment. But like, I don't know. It's just one of the things that grinds my gears a little bit with the actual just PC community itself. But yeah, we got one more question before. Oh, we got a question from Bogadillo. We got what's your favorite place to compare graphics cards? Well, I go Top3Entertainment to compare graphics cards. So
Yeah. So other than my own computer, I guess I like Jay's 2 cents.
okay,
It might not be the most. Nah, he's pretty accurate. But I was gonna say it might not be the most accurate, I guess, or most thorough. Might not be the most thorough review compared to other people, but it's entertaining.
It's entertaining and digestible.
Yeah, and so I like that. And I also go to Gamers Nexus. That's probably. But sometimes I kind of get annoyed with Steve, just because he just lists everything about it, like, and it's like, bro, I don't want to hear all that. I just want to compare, like you said, I want to compare some of the stuff. But
Yeah,
probably Gamers Nexus, Jay's 2 cents. What is that? Hardware Unboxed?
yeah, that's one. Yeah,
Right.
I meant like a web page. Oh, okay.
Oh,
like,
webpage?
So is there any like particular websites you go to for?
No, I really don't. I don't go to websites.
No, well, I've pulled up a few like for the news segment. We got a couple of articles, and the majority of them are TechSpot, which I believe Steve from Hardware Unboxed writes for. At least he started off writing for them, and I think he still does. I don't know if any of the articles that I pulled up for today he's written, but there's a lot of like I've seen there's like some pictures on there that are also part of Hardware Unboxed's channel. So like I'd probably say for myself, TechSpot is probably my go-to. But
Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time, so it's hard for me to find free time to compare charts.
So someone could just read it out for you. You're right then.
Yeah, like I said, at my work, I listen to headphones all day anyways, so I consume. I pay for YouTube Premium, so I just listen to everything without ads, and I can have my phone off and listen to stuff. So I consume a lot through there.
So one last question before we get into the actual news segment of the show is I just wondering what if you got any plans or goals for the rest of 22. Anything in mind you're looking to try and achieve with the channel or the streaming? Just what you want to do, basically.
Well, a goal for my channel is I think I have like about 285 subscribers, and I'm trying to hit 500. I'm trying to be like you.
You'll get there. You're getting there. Like it's not a race, is it? So
yeah, no, I know, but it's just it's not a race, but you know, I like seeing, well, especially you. I like seeing people I know, or you know, people that I'm familiar with. I like to see them. I like to see you do good. It inspires me. So I'm like, hey,
same here, mate. That's why I like seeing your videos pop up, like, and that's why I want to like. The whole point is like I'm saying like I'm wanting to I don't know this idea now. Obviously we've had like you're the first guest I've ever had on any live stream, and you've got your 280 odd subscribers where I've got about 500 odd. I know like that's not much of a difference between us, but even still there's vastly different people that might not actually be subscribed to you. So if I'm bringing you over to my channel in like this interview, they're gonna see you and think, oh, nice, I'm going to go check out Jerry's channel now as well. And it goes back and forth then. So it's like, well, this is, in a sense, this is like, I'd say this is like my first collaboration with anyone. So like, it's a first for me as well. So, and I think, but obviously you've done a lot of collaboration with other channels. I don't so much like YouTube channels, but you did a lot with like Why Not Me? So Why Not Me or Why Me?
The Why Not Me podcast.
Why Not Me, yeah. So obviously you've done a lot more collaboration as well, but that's something I've never even done before. So there's obviously like experiencing first in like different ways, and it's all different growth, like either way you look at it. But yeah, you could definitely hit 500 subscribers, and hopefully, like anyone that's watching me here will actually jump over. You definitely should. Like the amount of the amount we've gone through in this interview, I think it's shown that you're like you're worthy of their time. So like I really reckon they should pop over and take a look.
I hope so. I hope I don't waste people's time. And if I do waste your time, I just hope you have fun with it. You know.
Well, I have fun with it, so I'll send over anyone I can because you deserve the views and the subs.
My original, you know what my original goal is with my YouTube?
What's that?
Get one subscriber per video. That's it. Anything else is a bonus.
That's a good goal.
Yeah, it's not something crazy. I think I passed that, even though, but that's the goal. My main goal is getting 500 subscribers. Just it's hard to get people to follow you. You have to give them a reason. You got to show them why in the short amount of time that they watch. And then another goal I have is to get my live viewers up, just because I don't get too much live viewers as before. I mean, I never was a big live guy, but the most I hit, I think, was like 400, and that was the one with Ancient Gameplays with Fabio.
Oh, right,
So,
okay.
yeah, so that was interesting. That was pretty crazy. And it was funny because, like, as we were talking, like we're talking now, the community was having like sidebars with each other, and then they'd like have sidebars with us too.
Yeah.
So
But it's all
a big shout out.
though.
Yeah, big shout out to Bocadio for watching this live, because
Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
He stopped by on the Hades stream on Monday, and we had a good laugh. He was helping me out greatly with playing Hades by getting me to try it with a controller, and then suddenly I started blasting through the game like no one's business.
Yeah, this is too easy.
He's the newest addition to the Discord, and he's earned his place based on that alone. So yeah, I'm glad he's been stopping by.
Yeah, and one thing, the best thing I learned, like, let's just say no one's watching this, right?
Yeah,
I'm having a good time and you're having a good time. That's all that really matters.
Well, it's good that we stopped by and actually having a chat and just getting to know each other and exactly what we enjoy doing. That's the main thing, and everything that we're passionate about, essentially.
And I'm kind of jealous of you right now too, because I stopped doing the Why Not Me podcast because I work so many hours, and like I'm working nights now. Before I was not working nights. I'd get out like at 5 o'clock, rush home, 6 o'clock. I'd do my live stream for an hour to 3 hours, depending on who I had. Wow. I really had no time limit, just wherever the conversation went. As you can tell, you can't plan how this goes. And so I just don't have no time. Unfortunately don't have no time. But I eventually want to get back to that, having live. It's going to be the Why Not Me podcast 2.0. I've had more ideas. It's going to be more of a show and interview.
Oh, right. Okay.
And one of the big things I got to eventually start making money on this so I can hire people, because it's hard to get people to get on your show. You got to reach out to so many people, and you got to follow up and this and that. You got to figure out a schedule. I got to be at work. I got to do this video. I got to make this GPU review. I got my mind in so many places. It's like, it's hard. I got to edit. This editing is taking up 4 hours of my day, and I got I work 8 to 12 hour shifts 6 days a week. It's like it's hard.
You need to see a return on your investment then, both monetary and also like in terms of time. That's one of those things. Yeah. But
the only reason I say I'd like to get paid is so I don't have to work no more, and then I can make this my job, and then I'd have enough money or not enough money, but I'd have enough money to be happy and
support yourself and do what you want to do the most.
Yeah. But that's not even it's not even in the near future. I don't see that yet.
But the most important thing is just enjoying it at the end of the day. And if you're burnt, like I felt it a little bit this week. I was not burning out, but like I don't know. I've been at it quite a lot the last week. Like I think I spoke to you about this before with the most recent video I did, which was the 5600X versus the 12600K. I started working on that Friday night and didn't finish it until like Sunday late afternoon. So that was a whole weekend of working on that one video, and then I'm back in work 9 to 5 on Monday, and then once I get back, I've been trying to stream for about 2 hours on a Monday, and then Tuesday, what was I doing Tuesday? We were chatting when we were getting the stream set up and all stuff like that, and then I had something else I had to take care of, and then I didn't really get like much of a chance to like sit down and play a game or anything like that. And then Wednesday, I was working on a video which is actually going live tomorrow. Good times. I was happy I got that done. And then tonight, obviously, got the stream for 2 hours, and then tomorrow night is kind of like my first bit of free time since like last week. So I was like, obviously I'm enjoying it, but it's like you gotta like find that, like make that time for yourself as well, especially if like you live with someone as well. You want to make sure you're there to spend time with them.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, are you in a relationship?
I am, yeah. Like she's waiting downstairs
Uh,
for me to come down and
uh,
stop talking about the news.
yeah. So like you have to make time for that too. And that's another couple of hours a day gone. Which
Exactly,
isn't
yeah.
bad. It's just not bad. It's just you got to manage that time. You know, the same way you work on your computer, the same way you work at work, you got to work on a relationship. Because
Exactly, yeah.
if you ignore them, then it's gonna wilt away. So you know,
Yeah.
it's hard. Time is crazy.
It's finding that balance is the main thing. But as
Yeah.
long as you remain passionate, that's the most important thing, I think. So, but from the way from what I see from your videos and from your streams, it's clear that that passion does show through. If it didn't, then I would tell you, but it does show up, which is the most important thing. And if the viewers can see it, then I think you're doing the job perfectly.
And one more thing about the money too. Um, it's funny because like I don't want people to think like, oh, because obviously I don't make any money. But so it's obviously I don't do this for the money because I don't make no money. But at the same time, is these cards are expensive. These
Exactly. Yeah.
everything's expensive. So it'd be nice to get a discount on something or make money to help support that. Um,
Well, that's why I'm
like
very appreciative with. It's not quite on the same level as graphics cards, but I've managed to get some hardware from vendors like Noctua and Be Quiet. They're the only ones I've had send me stuff,
yeah,
and I have a feeling they send a lot of like new builds. Oh, thank you. But like to them, like sending out a hunk of metal heatsink isn't really too much of an investment. But even that is like something, and it's showing that you're getting some support from these vendors
yeah,
rather than like, well, let's look at the which you call like the 3050 launch. Obviously, every single reviewer's got the EVGA model. That's the only one that gets sent out. You know, people like us, we're not going to get that. We have to wait a
yeah.
decent amount of time for something like that. So at least,
And even if let's just say we were kind of like going to get the card supposedly, I think we would be one of the type of people where like they send the cards out to a person and then that person uses it and then they got to pass it on to the next guy. So it would eventually keep going until you get it, which you know we wouldn't be like high on the list at all.
yeah,
So we'd have to
exactly.
wait a while, and it might be all like scuffed and worn out. Because I've talked to Fabio, um, and he told me he received the card and it came defected, so he had to wait on that.
Because it was getting like swapped about with people.
Yes, and I guess it got messed up by the time it reached him. He might have been like the second guy probably, but
But even
yeah.
still,
So that
you're waiting on someone else down the line. You're not going to be doing the day one reviews then anyway.
yeah,
But yeah, but it's all aspirations, and if you think about that, it's one of those things that can just inspire you to keep going and just doing what you do best. And if you
yeah.
enjoy it, obviously that's the most important thing. But yeah, so I'm gonna make a hard cut there and say that this is going to be the end of the interview section. And
Can
if you
I one more thing since
go on, yeah,
Pocadillo's
go for it.
watching. So right now I showed you my pulse. It was the 6800. Since you guys are here, this is my personal card as well. This is my 6800 XT. This is my baby.
I
This
always
is
like the
what.
nitro designs on those.
Oh yeah, this lights up. It's a special edition. These fans light up.
Oh, nice.
This lights up. This lights up right here. It says Sapphire. It has the RGB here. It has the RGB bar right here. So that's mostly what I'm running. And so I paid for those. This I'm actually selling it, but it's the 6600, my last video, as you can see in person. No RGB, you might like it. I like it because it can fit into anything.
I quite like
So
the smaller, cooler designs on those. It's like that with the EVGA 3060 Ti I've got. That's really dinky of a card, but it's an absolute beast, to be fair.
and so I had to purchase that separately. I'm gonna sell it to someone locally. You know, I try to help the community around here. It's hard to get cards. I'm able to get them. I just sell them for what I paid after shipping and taxes. It's used for like maybe 4 or 5 hours, but you're getting a brand new card. If for some reason it doesn't work or something, we can just go through Best Buy or Amazon and just get it RMA'd. And then this is my cousin's 6700 XT. He just
Nice.
got the ASRock Phantom Gaming. He got the same one, you know, RGB. This lights up right here. So I just wanted to show Picadillo since he's watching this. Shout out. So I pay for, except for the other card, everything out of pocket. So that's just why it'd be nice to make money off this, because
Well, it helps you it helps you make more content essentially. So that's the main thing with it. But like at least as well, like I think you did a video as well where you sold a card to someone local to yourself, wasn't it? So you're still, even though you're getting your use out of it, you're getting to make your content about the card and do your testing. You're also helping the community then by passing it right back to them, essentially, which is the biggest concern that a lot of people have, is being able to even get their hands on any of this stuff. And you're doing it both ways. You're getting to literally test the card and then hand it out, and it's going to live a long life with someone else.
So yeah, so that's what I do. I've had some people try to tell me like, oh, you're selling a used card for like brand new price. It's like, well, it's pretty much a brand new card, man. I'm like,
yeah, like a week or two's use is not like that much of a big deal, like so. Yeah.
And like a lot of people too locally, when I list them, they're like, "Can I get $10, $50 off? You know, $100?" Like it's like if I sell 10 cards and I give you $10 off on each one, it's like that's $100 there. You know, it's like I review a lot of cards. Yeah, it's like it adds up. And I'll round it down. Like let's just say it was like $655. I'll sell it for $650. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's barely used. But sorry, if you want to wrap this up, you can go ahead. I understand we're behind on time.
Well, what I was going to say is that if you're watching this after it's gone live on the YouTube channel, then we're going to be cutting off the interview segment of this, and then we are going to move on to the new segment. But if you are, like I said, if you're watching on YouTube now, then it's just going to be the interview. And then if you watch the full stream, it'll be available on the PC Jack VODs channel. So I'll cut it off here artificially and say thank you to Jerry for stopping by and for being such a good guest on, well, literally my first ever guest. So thank you for stopping by, Jerry, and I'm going to see you very shortly in a second. And yeah, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, then please feel free to like and subscribe for more videos on the way soon. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And then we go cut. Right,
okay.
We're still here. It's fine. Bokudio, don't go away. We're still here now.
I was gonna say, is this going on? Was that interview going on YouTube?
Yeah, that's gonna be going on my main channel because obviously I feel I'd want to have a dedicated like upload for the interview. But then
I understand.
The full VOD will be on my VODs channel then anyway. But that's why
I was gonna say one thing that I would do is the only thing I can recommend is maybe asking them if they want to give any socials where they can find them on YouTube, social media, you know.
I was going to include that in the description and stuff like that. I should have thought about saying that at the end, but
that's the only criticism I have.
We'll tell you what, we're going to redo it. We're going to redo it. We're going to keep this in. We're going to go. Right. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, then please feel free to like and subscribe for more videos on the way soon. If you'd like to check out Jerry's videos, you can head over to Top3Entertainment, and you can also follow him at...
You can just go down the link below. You'll find all my stuff. It's fine.
You can go down the link below and you'll find all his stuff. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Cheerio.